Hey, what up guys, welcome back to my fish room. If you guys are new to the channel, I've been posting a whole bunch of videos on this fish room and fish topics. Please subscribe if you're interested in fish tanks or other stuff like that. Anyways, this video here, I'm just going to do a little walk around my fish room. I did a quick update a couple videos back on just quick updates on things, but this video I'm just going to go around and show each tank and what's going on in them. So recently I tore down a couple tanks, and this is pretty much all I have left is these 4 tanks here. And I'm just going to go over these 4 tanks and explain them and do a quick story about each one. Now normally I always start with this tank, so I'm actually going to flip it around and start with the opposite tank this time. So over here, this is a samurai betta fish, and he's just in a 5-gallon on my desk here with a heater and sponge filter. Very simple setup, and there's just a little light on top. This betta fish had no fins when I rescued him. He was in a little cup with no fins, and he was pretty much dead in the cup, but I took the chance and bought him anyways and brought him home, and I put him in a nice tank with a nice heater and filter, and he grew all his fins back, and now he's just super beautiful. This is one of my favorite fish for sure, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of betta fish because they're just amazing, and anytime I see an injured one, I just have to pick it up and save it. Like I said, this guy had no fins, and he was a samurai betta fish, which is pretty expensive, but he was like $2 because he had no fins. So I ended up taking him home, and I ended up saving his life. So that is all on my channel. You can find the whole story and video on him on my channel. But yeah, he's just in a 5-gallon, and on my desk right here, that's pretty much it. Over here, we have a 45 to 50-gallon hexagon tank. This tank does look very small on camera, but for reference, this is a 75-gallon, and it's about half the size of a 75-gallon. So this tank is absolutely huge. It is massive, but it just looks very small on camera. I get a lot of comments saying this tank is overstocked, but in reality, the fish just swim right in the middle or right up front. But usually there is so much swimming space in this tank because it is so large that if you look from the side, there's actually a whole lot of room in between the fish, but it's kind of like a optical illusion when you look at the front. It seems like all the fish are filling out the whole tank, but in reality they're all just swimming kind of back and forth, and it's an optical illusion of this tank. That's also kind of why I like this tank, because it does look fuller than it is. There's also a pair of cichlids in here. I have these 2 angelfish. The one on the right here is a female, and this is my male. I call her Salt, and that's Pepper. This tank also has a bunch of bottom dwellers from corridors and all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of them in here, but they manage to hide under this plant, and it's very hard to see them sometimes. Anyways, this is pretty much an experiment I've been doing with Salt and Pepper to see if they will breed in this tank. So far, they laid 1 clutch of eggs, and they disappeared pretty quickly. So I'm gonna let them lay a second clutch of eggs and see if anything happens. I know you can breed them in a big tank like this, but the hard part is at nighttime, these fish just eat all the eggs. I've seen videos where people turn lights on so that they can see the eggs at all times, but that just makes it so they don't sleep, and I'm not really interested in stressing them out like that. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this tank. This tank never really changes. It's kind of an old hospital tank where I put a bunch of older fish into that I've had over the years. So some of the fish in there are like 10 years old, and some of them are more newer. Anyways, on to my 75-gallon cichlid tank. Most recently, I got rid of my Oscar, and I do believe that he was trying to eat the other cichlids at nighttime. That's what it seems like to me anyways. If you guys missed the video, he basically would thrash around at night, and from what I see, I think he was trying to eat all my smaller cichlids. Besides that, there's a bunch of firemouth cichlids in here. I think there's about 5 of them. A couple males, couple females. You can see there's a female there, all colored up in the background, and then there's a male who's darker in the front. Then right here we have a tilapia family cichlid. These are called the Starry Night cichlid. I think they're just a nicer version of a Jack Dempsey. If you guys have had Jack Dempseys and they're way too mean, try out a Starry Night. Besides that, there's a yellow severum in here who likes to hide. And then 2 keyhole cichlids, which is, there's the female, and there's the male up there. You can tell he has a bigger hump on his head, and she also has streamers coming out the back. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this tank here. Besides that, there is some common plecos in here. Well, actually, they're not common. These are all bristlenose plecos. I don't keep common plecos because they get too big. So actually, every pleco in here is a bristlenose pleco. But they usually just hide, so it's harder to see them. Anyways, let's move on. That's pretty much my 75-gallon. Over here, we have a 40-gallon breeder. And this is Slippy's tank, if you guys don't know. He's pretty much the mascot of my channel, and he started the entire channel. Once I started posting him, people actually started watching my videos and becoming interested. So this guy is probably about 7 or 8 inches now. He's in a 40-gallon breeder. He has plenty of space to swim if I zoom out here. Once again, like the other tanks, it's kind of an optical illusion. He looks like he's much bigger than he is, but if you look from the side, he has plenty of space to go this way and all the way down to the other end. But I definitely will say he's getting very big, and it's almost time to upgrade his tank. I'm not sure if I should just move him into a 60-gallon or do a 55. It's pretty much the same tank, so I'm not really sure what I should do. For now though, he's perfectly happy in this tank, and if you're wondering why there's no decorations, he really just does not like decorations at all. I've done experiment videos on this channel where we took decorations and put them in there, and we saw how he reacted, and then I took the decorations out and we saw how he reacted. Pretty much either way, he didn't care if there was decorations or not. So I put the log in there just for reference of how big he is, because this log is probably about 12 inches. So right now he's about half the log, which is probably 7 or 8 inches. Anyways, the story behind this guy is I got him from Predatory Fins. I ordered him online because in my area you can't find clown knife fish anywhere. This guy is just a basic clown knife. He's nothing special, but I absolutely love him. His name is Slippy, and he is super personable. I've done many videos in the past feeding him. He goes crazy for food. If you drop pellets at the top, he will just fly up there and do a big gulp at the top. It's very cool to watch. And I'm definitely excited to get him in a bigger tank to see how big he gets. I was just looking at videos from when I got him the other day, and he was so small and tiny. He was probably about 2 or 3 inches when I got him, and now he's a huge monster. I definitely bought this fish to show people how big monster fish can get. And same thing with my Oscar. I was definitely trying to show people how big these fish get, and I thought a 75-gallon was a proper thing to show off instead of putting an Oscar in a 40-gallon like most people do. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video, just blabbing about my fish room. If you guys enjoy my fish room, please leave a comment and a like on the video and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace.